Hey, so we're going to learn to make a basic web page using a coding language called HTML. And there's multiple ways we can do it, but this is really easy. It's not bad at all. So in our Google Classroom, the topmost link says TryIt Editor. So we're going to go ahead and click on the TryIt Editor, and that brings us to a link. And what you have over here is the coding to create this web page over here. So it says the content of the body element is displayed in your browser. So whatever appears in the body appears over here. So let's go ahead and take this sentence out. I want to leave these two body things here. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. And I'm going to put my name in here instead. When I make a change over here, I'm going to hit this run button. And you can see it updates over here. So anytime you make a change on this left side, you should hit the green button that says run, and it should update on the right hand side. So I was telling you, I was going to explain these things. These things are called tags. A tag is made up of a less than symbol in the front and a greater than symbol in the back. And they are on the keyboard, the row above where the space bar is, to the right of the letter M, and you do need the shift key to make those greater than less than symbols, and we'll be using those a lot. So if there's one tag, there's generally another one that looks very similar. This is called an opening tag at the top. This says I'm starting to code in a language called HTML, and then this one down at the bottom has a slash that signals that I'm done coding in a language called HTML. So we'll see a little bit of that later. But most of the stuff that we type will come here in the body tag. So the last two tags will always be these two tags, and these will always be the first three tags. So I'm going to create some space after my name. So I have my cursor blinking right here where my mouse is jiggling around. I'm going to hit enter a couple times. It doesn't matter how many times you hit enter. I just want to bump that down to create some room and keep those at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my schedule for the day. So first period I have reading. You can type in your schedule, and then I have math, and then I have science. What do you have? Maybe I have science again. And that should about do it. So I have something like my schedule on here. Because I made a change on the left-hand side, I want to hit run and see it on the right-hand side, and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So there's a clear blank line here on the left, but there's no blank line over here. And then each class is on its own line, and that's clearly not what's happening. So that means you have to code it. So I'm going to click in this blank line, and let's practice adding our first tag. Our first tag, again, it's the less than, greater than symbols, makes a tag. And then you have to type inside that tag. I'm going to type the letter P, stands for paragraph. And if I hit run, we'll see that that P tag will add that blank line in that I was looking for. So I don't want a blank line after reading. Again, pause the video when you need to pause it. But I want to force math to be on the second line, or my second period to be on the next line down. So the tag do that is a BR tag. So I put my little less than and greater than symbol, and I put a BR in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add that little BR after every class. I'm just using a copy and paste to kind of put that after every class. If I hit run, now I have a line. So anytime you want to do something, if it's not working over here, it means you have to code it. You have to add some kind of code in there to make it work. So this is a pretty boring web page. So let's spruce it up a little bit, some prettiness. After the Y, before this closing caret, before that greater than symbol, I'm going to click in there. And so my cursor is blinking right after that Y. I'm going to hit the space bar and add BG color equals any color. Not every color works, so if you try a color like neon pink and it doesn't quite do what you want it to do when you hit the run button, try a different color. Maroon should work. Somebody put magenta in before and that seemed to work, so you can try some neon greens, see if it works, give it a try. So that should work when you hit the run button. That's making it look a little bit pretty. But I don't like my black text. I would love it to be yellow or white. So in that same tag, that has the less than at the beginning and the greater than at the end, but inside it, after the blue, the color, I hit the space bar and I'm going to add text equals, I'm going to put white, and then hit run, and that turns your text a different color. So again, you can pick any color, but it's really picky on the colors. So if it doesn't quite do what you wanted it to do, try a different color and hopefully that'll work. Some more things. I'm going to make my name, I would love to have my name centered. So a tag for center. So I'm going to have a tag because I want to command it to do something. And I'm just going to type the word center. And if I hit run, everything's centered on the page. So I really just want my name centered and not the rest of it. So this is the opening tag I was telling you about. There's always, well, there's usually an opening tag and then a tag where I want to turn it off. So I'm going to put another tag at the end, center. So this turns the centering on. So everything after that will center, 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 center until it hits this turn the centering off. So this is like turning center on, turning center off. So the only thing that should be centered, and it is your name or my name. I also want to make the letters bigger. So I'm going to click in the beginning of the line. And I'm going to use a new tag. It's an H1. It's not an HI or an HL. It's an H1. And then I want to turn it off after my name. So at the end of the line, I'm going to be putting a /H1. I'm done with the H1. So the only thing that should be H1 is my name, and that falls in between these H1 tags. So that makes it bigger. So show me your favorite class by making that an H tag. So there's 6 H tags. We're going to make this the third H tag. So I'm going to put H3. If you wanted H2, H4, H5, there's a bunch of H tags, but there's only 6. So lunch is my favorite subject of the day. So I have the word lunch in the middle, and I have my closing H3 at the end, and my opening H3 at the beginning. I run it. Now lunch stands out. Lunch is bolder. It's bigger than the rest of the letters around it. It also has these blank lines because that's what an H tag does. There's no way for me to get rid of that. We're just going to leave that as it is. So this program does pretty well, except it's a pay for thing. So we're going to, have to show you a trick on saving it. So I have to select all the content. I can click and drag, or I can hold the control key down and tap A. That selects everything. And then I do know how to copy. So I'm going to control C or right click and copy. But where do I want to copy to? Down at the bottom, somewhere in your taskbar, you have a search box. And I want to click in there. We're going to type in WordPad. All one word, WordPad. It's different from Microsoft Word, so we don't want to click on that, but WordPad. Open that up. And now we just copied something, so we want to paste it. And it pasted it. It's a little choppy, but it works. That's the code that we would use. And we need to save it. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. Now, pay attention here. This is different than normal saving. I want to save to my desktop. So I'm picking desktop, and you might need to scroll up to see the word desktop. And the file name is going to be first.html. So we always have to, when we're saving a web page, we have to add the .html. It's lowercase letters. There's no spaces in there. Just like you would type in google.com, you always type in lowercase letters and no spaces. Same thing here. But when you're saving a web page, you have to add .html. Now I can hit save. We're going to just say yes to any questions. You might get 2 questions that pop up. But now it should be here. Here it is on my desktop. If I double click on it, opens up as a web page, and that's what you would hand in to me. So this is our starter file, handed in just for following along today. You get some credit, and we'll move on to a review lesson in tomorrow's class.